The phrase, every satisfying pleasure is unsatisfying. The phrase, unsatisfying pleasure, does not appear. Satisfaction is the fiction invented to interrupt pleasure's continuity. Every pleasure is unsatisfying because it cannot end itself. What we call completion is a convenient pause in the circuit. The pleasure principle is the law of perpetual postponement. To seek what is beyond pleasure is to court the death drive. The beyond is the fantasy of absolute stillness. Unpleasure is not its opposite, but its overflow. The pleasure principle hides a theology of cessation. Excitement is the ontology of pleasure made visible. The excitable creature is the one that risks knowing itself. Excitation is the evidence of relation, the proof that nothing is self-contained. The measure of a life is its capacity for excitation, not its calm. Every philosophy of serenity is a fear of the pulse. Pleasure and pain are not opposites, but modulations of intensity. Unbounded excitations becomes terror. Bound excitation becomes art. The psyche is an energy grid with leaks called emotions. Pleasure is the successful translation of charge into pattern. Unpleasure is when the current exceeds the circuit. The modern nervous system is an engine of controlled release. To excavate is to survive one's own aliveness. Pleasure is the art of losing energy without despair. Every civilization must invent its own toilets for ecstasy. We do not know what pleasure is, and that is our only hope. Knowledge kills excitation by converting it into certainty. Ignorance is the medium in which enjoyment breathes. The meaning of pleasure is what escapes all interpretations. To remain unknowing is the hedonism of thought. The death of God is the liberation of pleasure from meaning. Omniscience was the greatest abstinence of all. When knowledge abdicates, the body inherits the throne. After theology comes physiology. After revelation, excitation. Pleasure is the first democracy of being. It replaces commandments with symptoms. Its sacraments is transference, the liturgy of shared excitation. Its heresy is health. Its paradise is perpetual interpretation. We have had pleasure without meaning. Now we must have meaning without pleasure. Philosophy failed because it sought to moralize enjoyment. Science fails because it quantifies ecstasy. Religion failed because it monopolizes suffering. Only the body succeeds because it is neither. Only the body succeeds because it neither knows nor lies. Only excitement intimidates us. The living organism is frightened by its own vitality. Civilization is the project of defending ourselves against animation. Every repression is a noise complaint against the heartbeat. We build cathedrals to muddle the pulse. We build cathedrals to muffle the pulse. To manage pleasure, we invent moderation. To control aliveness, we invent ethics. To quiet excitation, we invent art. To disguise excitation, we invent knowledge. Every discipline is an anxiety about joy. Revision is erotic because it prolongs uncertainty. The unsatisfied thinker is the only faithful lover of truth. Every hypothesis is a foreplay of the mind. The pleasure of theory is its refusal to climax. Collective pleasure is the last ungovernable resource. To rule a people, control their excitations. To rule a people, control their excitations. The state is the superego of the species. Revolution begins as nervous disorder. Revolution begins as a nervous disorder. The crowd is the unconscious made audible. The good life is measured by responsiveness, not calm. To feel is to participate in the world's experiment with aliveness. Compassion is shared excitation. A body that no longer trembles has ceased to be ethical. The virtue of pleasure is permeable. Pleasure needs no redemption, only curiosity. The only sin is to believe one knows what enjoyment means. To seek satisfaction is to betray vitality. The moral imperative, keep the current moving. Every discharge is a prayer of gratitude for being alive. The hedonism begins in sensation and ends in reflection. Reflection leaks back into sensation as wonder. The unconscious hedonist does not pursue pleasure. He is its medium. The body enjoys itself, the mind tries to make sense of it, and history begins, and the circle closes. What disappears returns as excitement and calls itself life. What is intended to be destroyed must first be grasped. Every critique begins as possession. The hand that breaks must first touch. Understanding is the first violence of love. To know something truly is to prepare its disappearance. Psychoanalysis is founded on truthfulness and therefore on peril. Truth is this architecture, is the scaffolding that never becomes a wall. The foundation trembles because truth is never finished. The truth is that it cannot tell the truth about truth. Truthfulness is the name. Affairs of the heart are written on special parchment. Every love letter is sacred graffiti. Language itself is the parchment of desire. The alphabet is the body's transcription of longing. Love begins where speech forgets its grammar.